Hello, everybody. We're going to hang here for a minute or two while everybody jumps in. Oh, wow. We jumped way up there in just a second. Get started momentarily. All right. We'll get going. Well, welcome everybody to the pre-convention webinar for the MCCA 58th Annual Convention and Trade Show. Thanks so very much for joining us. I'm joined by the entirety of the MCCA staff. We've got Brian Milner, we've got Katie Linenbrink, we've got Lexi Stegman and myself, Cliff Judy. We're also joined by Karen Jackson-Jeffries from Central Methodist University and Miley Rohr from Central Methodist University. CMU is our sponsor, our platinum sponsor for the convention. And so they also wanted to join and just let everybody know how excited they are to join us. Karen, Miley, anything that you guys want to say to kick us off?
Well, first of all, I have to say, choo choo. We are so excited to be a part of this sponsorship team with MCCA. Conference is only a few weeks away, and be sure to visit our booth to get your train tickets for a raffle. We are giving away 2 train sets. So do be sure to come visit our booth for not only this goodie, but several others. Miley and I will both be working the booth. Feel free to come visit with us, our staff, and our administration, including Dr. Rita Gulstead and Dr. Joe Parisi. We all look forward to being together again and being all aboard the MCCA train.
Wow, those are slick. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that that was going to be your all's giveaway or your all's raffle. That's so good. That's so good. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you to our sponsors at CMU. Moving on to the next slide. If anybody over the next couple of weeks needs to get in touch with us, there's our information at the end of the webinar. I'll throw up our email addresses and everything like that. This is our busiest time of year, but there's a reason that it's our busiest time of year because we're trying to help as many people as we can as we get ready for St. Louis here in a couple of weeks. No question is too small. No issue is too small. Please do get in touch with us if you have anything that comes through in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to also kick this off. The St. Louis Convention and Visitors Bureau made us a video specifically for our convention. And let's get that going. They did a really great job.
Hey, Cliff, there's no sound in the video class.
Yeah, apologies on that. There is definitely some really nice music and everything like that that goes with it. So there's our feature of Union Station. Yeah, I don't know why we're not able to get the sound coming through right now. Apologies, everybody.
The Missouri Botanical Garden is where I met my wife. I'll add my own little commentary there since there's no sound. It's wonderful. If you have a minute, you should visit it. If you're not married, great chances to meet your significant other.
We're going to be visiting Urban Chestnut on Tuesday night for those people who opt to do that. And there's the big wheel at Union Station and the St. Louis Aquarium. All right, so that's the video that they came up with for us. I apologize that for whatever reason, the audio settings weren't to where you could hear everything that was going on. It was just a nice, fast-paced little song that was going on there. It's not like you missed any information just because you couldn't hear anything. So a lot of the people who are here, you might be first-timers for the MCCA convention. So we wanted to go over the very basics of the schedule. It lays out like this. On Tuesday, the very first day of the convention, we don't have any breakout sessions. Those are business meetings for a few hours, meaning that all of the CAOs get in a room. If you're faculty, if you're classified staff, we have a meeting that's set up for you guys. Then the trade show kickoff and the opening reception. This is your first chance to get to know all of those special vendors who are going to be with us. The reason that you are able to register for a convention at such an affordable price, and believe me, I've looked at some of the other convention registrations, we are an incredible deal. The reason that we are able to do that is because of these sponsors. So hopefully you're going to be able to get around and move with those. Sorry. Somebody decided to call me right as we were in the middle of a webinar. It was very inconvenient. And then Tuesday night is dinner on your own, which we're actually going to cover that here in a second. Wednesday, we have our breakout sessions. We have our awards reception and our awards dinner in the evening. There is only going to be one awards ceremony this year, as opposed to 2 ceremonies that we've always done in the past, handing out almost 80 awards. We were able to condense that a little bit, and Brian's going to talk about that here in a second. And then on Thursday, our last breakout session, our keynote address. And then on Friday, I assume Brian is going to make us start planning for the next year's convention. That's a little bit of a joke, but like not really also. All right. And I think Katie's got some numbers for us.
Yeah, thanks, Cliff. So we're really excited to have so many of you joining us. As of this morning, we're at 534. It actually might have went up a couple since just a little bit ago, but about 535 in-person registrants, which is awesome. You know, last year was our first year back in person post-COVID, and I think we had somewhere around 400-ish in-person attendees. So that's almost 100 more than we had last year. So we're really excited about that. We had so many of you all submit breakout sessions, so much so that we actually had to turn some down, which we hate to do, but a really good problem to have. So we are so excited to have so many presenters sharing their knowledge and expertise, and so many great sponsors and exhibitors too. We're at 44 so far. We may have 1 or 2 extra sign up, but I believe that's up from 30 last year. So really excited about that. So thankful for their support. So be sure to stop and visit them and visit all their booths while you're at the trade show.
All right. Thank you very much, Katie. Brian, can you cover awards for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So over the last 5 years, since I've been at MCCA, we've done awards a couple different ways. And we wanted to find a balance between ensuring that we were adequately recognizing award recipients without making people sit through an hours-long awards ceremony, or, as we've done in the past, multiple awards ceremonies. So what we've done this year is we've kind of condensed our awards presentations a little bit. So as you can see on the slide, there will be just one awards ceremony. It's going to be Wednesday evening following the reception that we usually have. For internal awards, there are upward of 12 finalists for each award, and we will pick 2 winners. And the winners for these internal awards, for the first time ever, will not only receive the sort of actual physical award like you see on the picture, but also the individuals chosen as the internal awards winners will receive a $250 cash prize from MCCA as well. So puts a little meat on the bone for those receiving the awards. So we will have 5 categories listed right there in front of you of internal awards. And then we will also be giving out our external awards at the same ceremony, right? And so those are for the external partners and supporters, alumni, people like that from each of the colleges. So I think it promises to be a really great evening. The food looks fantastic. We're going to get you in and get you out, but yet still find time to really honor the outstanding work being done by our community college faculty and staff and the external award recipients as well.
Thank you, Brian. And just to give you some context, last year, over the course of, I believe, 3 or maybe even 3.5 hours worth of award ceremonies, we handed out 77 awards. This year, we're handing out 19, 20 in just an hour and a half. So it's going to be a much simpler process while still getting to honor our finalists. So big announcement for this year, we're growing. MCCA's convention is going regional. When Brian hired me about 1.5 years ago, this is one of the things that he mentioned, is that when it comes to professional development, other associations in our region in the Midwest don't do as much professional development as we do. They certainly don't have a convention as big or as involved as ours is. So we sent an invite out to 4 Midwest states to join us at the MCCA convention this year, and several of them responded very enthusiastically. It signed up lots of their people. You can see the list there, and you can see their logos right there. And these are, we've got presidents who are coming out. We've got deans who are coming out. We have just really, really excellent buy-in from all of these neighboring states coming up here in just a couple of weeks. So please welcome them in. Please encourage them to come back. Please tell them to bring more of their colleagues, because this is an exciting little piece of growth that we have here, and an opportunity for us to network with our colleagues, not just within Missouri, but region-wide. And then we have our keynote.
Yeah, so we are really lucky that we're going to get to hear from St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones. Tashara has been a good friend of mine since her days in the Missouri legislature. She was a state representative representing St. Louis for a number of years before becoming the treasurer of the city of St. Louis. She was elected in 2000, let's see, not 17, 21, maybe just in 21, as mayor of the city of St. Louis. And we are going to get to hear from her about both some of the challenges and some of the accomplishments that she has had recently in the city of St. Louis, ways that she's working to enhance educational opportunities for the citizens of the city of St. Louis, and her efforts in workforce development and partnerships with St. Louis Community College and kind of the region to create opportunities that maybe have not existed for folks in St. Louis before. So I think she's going to be really wonderful, and definitely something that you'll want to stick around for on Thursday morning. We're also going to have this done slightly differently, which is we're going to have a keynote address and brunch together. So it'll expedite Thursday a bit, so you're not there late into the afternoon, and we'll have an early breakfast, have a breakout session time frame, and then move into the keynote address and brunch.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Our host venue, Union Station. I am really, really excited to be hosting the convention in such a tremendous space. It is a historic space. If you've never been there, it is gorgeous. It is one of those truly historic places that, like a lot of historic places, sort of fell into disrepair in the 70s and on into the 80s. And then St. Louis went through a massive effort in the late 80s to early 90s to rehab the space, return it to its original glory. It is just fantastic. Most of the breakout rooms that we are going to be, where our presenters are going to be doing their breakout sessions, they're going to be former boarding docks where the passengers would stand and wait for the train to back into that spot, and then they would board the train and take off. So just a little bit of history for you there. If you want to know a little bit more about the space, stlouisunionstation.com. The awards reception is going to be in the Grand Hall. That's the 2 pictures that you see up top there. The top left picture is from the World's Fair. the crowd that came through in the World's Fair in St. Louis, which was 1903, 1904. Can't remember off the top of my head.
1904.
And then the space that you see off to the picture you see off to the right is the way that it looks right now. There is a light show every night on the hour from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock where they have just a laser light show that is on the ceiling of that grand hall. It's really, really fun to watch. And then, of course, there are all the little extras that are in that complex, like the aquarium, like the St. Louis Wheel. There's a Polar Express feature that they're going to be doing this time of year. So not that any year we don't have a tremendous venue and a tremendous place for us to get together and network and do some really excellent work, but this is going to be a really fun historic space for everybody to see. And of course, every year people ask about parking. So we've got a map here on this next slide. So you can see Union Station is that one spot there in the center. So Union Station parking, you're going to have two options. You can valet at the main entrance, which is there on Market Street, that darker blue line just off to the right of Union Station. So that's on the north side of the building. You can valet for the discounted rate of $25 a day, or you can self-park in the lots that are right there in yellow. The one that's directly above Union Station or directly to the west of Union Station, that's the one that they recommend you try first, just because it's a shorter walk. Or you can go to the back lots, which are back behind there. That's typically where people who are visiting Union Station will park if they're trying to go to the aquarium or something like that. It's going to be a little bit of a longer walk. But both of those, you're going to get the discounted rate of $15 a day if you park there. And people who are staying at Union Station, you're going to receive that discount automatically. You don't have to worry about it. People who are not staying at Union Station, the hotel will have vouchers on site for locals. So when you leave, you can scan that and you can make sure that everything's good to go and you get the discount. All right, Katie, can you tell them about our mobile app?
Yes. So new mobile app from last year. We moved to a different software than what we used last year. So we're excited about it. Early next week, you will be receiving an email. You'll get an email like from us at MCCA kind of explaining how to download the mobile app. And then you'll also get an email from the actual app software itself inviting you to download it. So that takes you directly to the app. You might check your spam folder if you don't get that. It'll be coming from our administrative account, but for some reason, when we've been testing it, it's been our emails anyway have been shooting it to our junk mail. So you'll get an email inviting you to download Cvent Events, which you see there on the left. That is the name of the app. So you'll download that app and you will search for our event. So you'll search for the MCCA 58th Annual Convention and Trade Show, and then there'll be a little download button next to it. So you'll download that event, and then it'll prompt you to put in your first name, last name, and email address. So it's important that you use the email address associated with your event registration. So whatever email it was that you used to register for the convention, which I assume is your school associated email address, that's the email that you'll want to use to get access to the app. So once you do that, it'll shoot you a little verification code. So again, check your spam folder and you'll type in that 6-digit verification code and you'll be in. We haven't had any issues. It's been running pretty smoothly for us and worked well. It's just that those emails for some reason have been stuck in our spam. So in the app, everyone will get a printed convention program in their kind of attendee bag. But in the app, you can see the full schedule. We have our award winners and finalists embedded to the app. You can add certain sessions to your schedule. You'll want to make sure to download or enable push notifications so that when we send any updates or announcements out, you're getting those notifications to your device. So we really encourage everyone to download and utilize the app. You can connect with other attendees via the app. You can see the whole trade show floor and connect with vendors and exhibitors that way. So it's a great resource, and we encourage everyone to download and take advantage of that.
All right. Now, at this point, we've pretty well taken care of all of our housekeeping items. Just want to sort of stress that when we did this convention last year and we asked for feedback and everything like that, everybody stressed like this was great professional development. It was really excellent to network with my colleagues from around the state. It's always fun to get out of the office for a few days and so on and so forth. And that's great, but we really, really wanted to step it up and take things to a next level this year. So we've started thinking through all of the different bells and whistles that we could work on, all of the extras that we felt like could just take this to the next level. And so one of the things that we're doing is we have some cultural excursion opportunities on Tuesday that's going to coincide with, once the opening reception is done, you have the opportunity to go and do dinner on your own. And we wanted to facilitate that a little bit. Brian, can you go through some of the details there?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Cliff. So yeah, first and foremost, one of the things that we want to ensure is the both enjoyment and certainly safety of everyone attending the MCCA convention. And we have heard from some attendees who are who feel a little less confident about the safety with respect to the city of St. Louis, than say when we were in Branson. And I think that's fair. And so what we have done is we have tried to kind of not only take that concern out of the picture, but also create opportunities for more enjoyment and engagement and networking with your friends and peers. And so we are going to have 2 trolleys running on a loop from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. following that opening reception, as Cliff mentioned. I'm going to start with the second one. One is going to take you to a neighborhood called The Hill. And I assume that most Missourians, certainly folks who live in the St. Louis region, are familiar with The Hill. The Hill is more of a residential Italian neighborhood that has an assortment of Italian restaurants and other restaurants, but they're really known for incredible Italian food kind of throughout the neighborhood. And in some of the email communication, there are links, and on the MCCA convention website, there's a link that will take you to kind of a list of some options for restaurants. This is a great opportunity if a small group of coworkers want to make a reservation, go out, have some great food, get a ride on this trolley, get a ride back. Really good option for folks looking for kind of that, maybe a more sort of formal sit down, not formal, but traditional kind of sit down at a restaurant, order, get your food, kind of that experience. The other option is to go on the second trolley, which will take you to the Urban Chestnut Brewery and Beer Hall in the Grove. And the Grove is a really neat neighborhood. It's a little more funky and maybe a little less traditional than the Hill. Lots of great restaurants there. Cuisine from kind of all over the world. There's an Afghan restaurant, there's a Thai restaurant. We're going to be shuttling to and from this huge brewery and beer hall. And you can see a picture, the bottom left, that one just below the trolley. So it's a big open space. They've got tacos and pizza and pretzels and things like that. Really great beer on tap. And then within just a few minutes walk, and a really safe walk from Urban Chestnut, are a number of restaurants, like I mentioned before. So again, in the resources we're sending out and on the MCCA convention website, there's a list of options. If you choose to go that route and you want to get something that's a little more, like the brewery is going to be a little bit like faster service, not sit down and be waited on, you grab your food at a window, that kind of thing. So those are 2 really good, different but fantastic options, 2 great neighborhoods that you can choose to explore. And frankly, you've got all night. So I guess nothing would stop you from getting on the trolley, going to the beer hall, getting back to Union Station, and then checking out the Hill later on. So the options are kind of, I would say, pretty limitless there from where you can go on either trolley. One just probably quick note as we put there on the bottom of that slide. If you are headed to the Hill, we highly recommend reservations. Not every restaurant is open on Tuesday evening. Most of them in the neighborhood are, which is why we chose to have attendees go to the Hill. But I definitely would recommend, Googling a list of restaurants in the Hill, finding one that looks good for you, and making a reservation. There are also, and again, in those resources, there are also some other options. We included a place called the Foundry, St. Louis. There's another option to maybe, and that's a short Uber or cab ride away. Another one is Lafayette Square, probably only about a 3 or 4 minute cab ride from Union Station. Very accessible, very walkable, good restaurants, safe neighborhoods. So lots of really good options. And, I guess I would hope that for those of you who are on the webinar, if you end up hearing from your colleagues who haven't gotten this background about any kind of concerns that they have, please know that we have really taken that into consideration and tried to create some really good options. So if you'll help us kind of get the word out that, this is what's sort of the plan for Tuesday. And, we think they're great options and safe options. We would really appreciate your help. Cliff, back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. Lexi, can you hit up carpet bowling for us?
Sure. So another fun thing that MCCA offers is carpet bowling. It's a tournament and it's a lot of fun. It's been going on for several years now. There are only 4 spots left for this year's tournament. So if you guys want to register for that, you need to email Dr. Gilgore. His email is on this slide, but ASAP, because the spots will fill up fast. Everyone who's done it, they love it. And this year we've actually stepped the game up a little bit and we got a trophy made. Cliff has it to show. Yeah. So whenever you win, we will add your name on the trophy. And it's going to just go to every convention. So we're super excited about that. And then, of course, as you can see on the slide too, is if you win the tournament, you will get a $50 Amazon gift card and, of course, bragging rights. So it's a super fun thing that's been going on, and we encourage you to sign up. And if you don't want to play, you're still more than welcome to go watch the tournament. It's a lot of fun. So like I said, there's 4 spots left. So if you're interested in doing so, just be sure to sign up as soon as you can to Dr. Gilgore, and he will get your name on the list.
Yep. And all of the winners that you see there on the screen, they're the ones who are already on the trophy. I am way too excited about this trophy, you guys. I was telling Brian earlier today, I am like do you guys remember the viral video where the woman goes into Walmart and she comes out with the Chewbacca mask, and whenever she moves her mouth, it makes the Chewbacca sound and she just starts cackling? That is how I feel about the MCCA Carpet Bowling Championship trophy. So if you win, your name will go on this forever. You get forever glory. And I am too excited about that. Best $100 that MCCA has ever spent. Okay. And more fun extras. Katie.
Yes, so we're also very excited, and a big thanks to our silver event sponsor and year-round partner, Webster University. So Webster is offering an international cooking class Wednesday of the convention. So this will be off-site at Webster's downtown St. Louis campus. A French baker, Caroline, she will be there teaching you how to make a few different kinds of French bread. And then Professor Emily Thompson will also be there to kind of explain how they use their cultural courses there at Webster University. So there's only 30 spots available for this. There's a 10 a.m. slot and a 1 p.m. slot. A handful of people so there's 15 slots for 10 a.m. and 15 slots for 1 p.m. And we do have a handful of people that have signed up already. We just sent a note out yesterday, and we'll send another follow-up at the end of this week. So if you're interested in that, we encourage you to sign up. Those spots will go quickly. I don't know, Cliff, if we've coordinated transportation yet, but for those people that do sign up, there will be more information to come on that. But it'll be a great experience, another just, a fun little thing to do. And again, we appreciate our sponsor, Webster, for coordinating that.
Yep, absolutely. And last I checked, Webster was still organizing the bus. They were still organizing the transportation. And once they get those details over to us, we will pass it along to all the other people who have signed up. Who doesn't love a theme? All right. Our theme for MCCA22 is driving progress, full steam ahead. So that got us thinking through how could we figure out some ways to incorporate that into the convention. And we have 2 really excellent promotions that are going on. Another one that allows you to, if you want to step away from the convention for a few minutes, because I get it. We've got on Wednesday alone of the convention, we've got breakout sessions going from 8:45 in the morning until about 4:30 in the afternoon. And then after that is the award ceremony. If you want to step away and have something really fun to do for 15, 20 minutes, something like that, Tesla, the Tesla dealership in Chesterfield, is bringing out a Tesla Performance Model Y to offer free 15-minute test drives on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And actually, you guys are going to get first crack at this because I just made the sign-up sheet. Check out the chat. There's our Google Doc right now where you can jump in and sign up for a 15-minute window to do a free test drive of that Tesla Model Y. So that can be just a really fun thing if you just want to step away for a few minutes and experience something really, really cool. And so we thank the Tesla dealership in Chesterfield for that promotion. Something that's really cool is on the trade show floor, you all are going to be able to see the results of a community college corporate partnership, a long-running community college corporate partnership. So since the, I want to say mid to late 80s, the GM plant in Wentzville, or General Motors, has had a partnership with St. Charles Community College. One of the vehicles that they make out there, they make the Chevy Colorado, they make the GM Canyon pickup truck. Well, Lou Fuse Automotive Network, they are sending us a Chevy Colorado. It's either going to be a brand new one that's right off the line, 2022, that just rolled off the line in the last few weeks, or it's going to be one that's 2021 with less than 10,000 miles. It's going to be a pretty new truck that's going to be there on the trade show floor. So not only do you get to see something that's related to our theme, there's a partnership there with the community colleges. We have students who are able to go out to the GM plant and intern out there. It's just a really excellent win-win-win all the way around for everybody. So check that out. And we thank Lou Fuse for bringing that out to us. Another thing that we wanted to do, we wanted to, really focus on the mission of the community colleges and helping their communities, helping their students. And we wanted to see what kind of student contributions we could have this year. So we have several of those. We have some St. Louis Community College students who are going to be doing a breakout session. You can see the information there on your screen if you want to attend that. We have musical performances from St. Charles and from St. Louis Community College. There's going to be a string ensemble at the Wednesday awards reception. There's going to be the chamber singers at our keynote brunch. And then there you can see the picture right there, that MCCA logo. That is the Jefferson College metal fabrication class. They made brand new MCCA letters for us, and that's going to be the background of our main stage whenever we're in general session, whenever we're all together in the big giant ballroom and having breakfast or lunch or the awards dinner or things like that. They made us a big giant logo worth of metal signs for us. And so I can't thank Jefferson College and Professor Candela enough for that one. And then something else that's really cool, we're also going to have some student testimonies. So people who are going to be talking, local students who are going to be talking to us about what their community college experience meant to them. And I've heard some of these stories, and I just want to say you're going to want to stick around for it. Apologies, I needed a quick drink of water there. All right, and one last extra for you. So we were contacted by an artist, and at first I didn't pay much attention to him, but then I started really looking into his work. So Matt Orley from Big Paper Strategy is going to be at the convention documenting the convention for us. So he's not just a live artist, but he specializes in attending meetings, in going to large gatherings, and then documenting what happened in a very strategic planning illustration way. And Katie, you can hit play now that I've kind of like described basically what he does. So like, this is the kind of work that you can expect that you're going to see out of him. So breakout session by breakout session, he's going to be attending several of those. And by the end of the convention, we're going to have basically a large art display over on the trade show, to where you can go up and you can see some of those things, to where that's documented the convention, that's documented breakout sessions, that's documented the keynote address. So that's going to be really, really excellent. And if you want to see a little bit more of what Matt does, you can go to bigpaperstrategy.com, and that'll sort of show you the kinds of work that he does, and you know, a cool combination of not only an art display, but adding strategic planning to it, to where you add some substance to the convention in a very cool, innovative way. All right, I think we've gotten to the end of all of our slides. I just want to re-emphasize to everybody, you can reach out to us at any time. Our emails are there on the screen. Call the office. If you want my cell phone number, just let me know. Like I said, no question, no issue too small. Let us know if you have something that you're wondering between now and the convention. We want to make sure that it's as good of an experience as possible. And with that being said, does anybody have any other questions or anything that they want to add? I'm keeping my eye on the chat. I'm keeping my eye on whether there's anything in the Q&A, and I am also keeping my eye on our participant list. So if anybody wants to raise their hand, I will see it. Who should a coworker contact to update their email address? Just send me an email. If your coworker registered and then they need to make a change or something like that to their registration, just shoot me a quick email, or Katie. So katie.lindenbrink@mccatoday.org or cliff.judy@mccatoday.org. Either one of us can help. What time the hotel will allow us to check in on Tuesday? I believe I'll get that question answered for you, Leanne.
It might be, that might be on the hotel, like information on the MCCA convention website. But if it's not, yes, we'll be sure to get that to you. Okay, 4 p.m. looks like.
And I'll also just reach out to the hotel and say, how do you handle large groups? Because we had a question, and maybe even say that it was a concern about the late check-in. So, yes. So kind of to Stacy's point there in the chat, for these large groups, usually the hotel has some kind of a policy in place allowing people to check in early or hold your bags or something like that early in the day. You know, they deal with large conventions and large groups like ours all the time. So I have to think that they have something in place, but I'll get that clarified for you, Leanne.
We can include that. I'll just add to that we'll send out a like what you need to know email, probably that Monday of the 28th. So the day before the convention, that's when MCCA, our MCCA team will be heading there. So we'll send out one last email blast, and it'll recap a lot of this and then include some of those other details there too. So keep an eye out for that.
Excellent. Thank you, Katie. Does anybody else have any follow-up questions? Does anybody else have anything that they want to throw in there as far as raising their hand or Q&A or anything like that? If not, no big deal. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, but want to give you guys one more quick chance. Okay. I'm not seeing anybody, and we're already starting to see some attendees drop off. So if you have anything, throw it in there. I'll stick around for an extra minute or so just to make sure that there isn't somebody who's typing a really long chat or a really long question or anything like that. But thank you so much to Miley Rohrer. Thank you so much to Karen Jackson Jeffries from CMU for joining us and for helping us out. Thanks to Katie, Lexi, and Brian for helping me out today. Really appreciate you guys. And yeah, can't wait to see everybody in St. Louis in a couple of weeks. Thanks, everybody.